I'm Dr. Ted Chris. I'm a professor at the University of Minnesota and founder of FAST and FastBridge Learning. In this video, I'll try to provide a brief description of FastBridge Learning and FAST. In general, FastBridge Learning is the larger entity which is committed to support FAST and distribute it nationally and perhaps internationally. It's also committed to develop learning and teaching tools to supplement the FAST system. FAST encompasses universal screening and progress monitoring tools for reading, mathematics, behavior, social, emotional learning, and development. The methodology that we tend to rely on includes both curriculum-based measurement along with computer adaptive testing. We also have emerging tools that rely on rating scales and direct observation methodology. The tools that we distribute are based in research, and their development and the evidentiary basis for them was developed and supported by funding from the U.S. Department of Education. So if we go back in history a bit, I was working as a school psychologist and prior to that as a teacher. And when I functioned as a school psychologist, I generally wasn't satisfied with the measurement systems that were available to us. I arrived to the University of Minnesota in about 2005. And I was pleased to arrive here because both Dr. Stan Dino, who is an early developer of curriculum-based measurement, and David Weiss, who was an early developer of computer adaptive testing, they were both here, and it was a real opportunity to be here and to work and receive some mentorship from them. In 2006, we received our first funding from the U.S. Department of Education to develop a highly efficient computer adaptive test in reading. From about 2006 to about 2009, I worked for a variety of assessment groups and national centers. And in about 2009 or 2010, I ceased most of those activities and turned my attention to develop what is now FAST and FastBridge Learning. To date, the U.S. Department of Education has committed approximately $10 to $12 million in research funding that has supported, again, FAST and FastBridge Learning. Our goal in about 2009 to about 2012 was to develop and distribute a no-cost system. What we discovered in that time period was that a no-cost system meant that we didn't have any resources to provide high-quality support. We were really substantially dependent on these grants that we received from, again, the U.S. Department of Education. And we didn't really think that was a sustainable model. So in about 2013 and until 2015, we functioned as an incubation unit in the University of Minnesota, and we had rather rapid growth. In 13-14, we did 1 million administrations. 14-15, we did 4 million administrations. That was more than we really could sustain in the university, so we rolled out and, again, created FastBridge Learning, which currently supports the distribution and users of FAST. We expect to do 8 million or more administrations in the 2015-16 year, so our growth continues to be rather substantial. And here we are in 2015. We continue to use the development model that emerged early in our work, where researchers, mostly university-based researchers, work with teachers, and we try to identify their problems and their challenges and solutions that both folks in the field and we as researchers think are high quality, meaning that we can develop research and evidence to support their use, and teachers generally find them useful in schools. We do that in an ongoing way, and teachers use them and provide us feedback, and then we continue with ongoing refinement. That process, if you're a FAST user, you are aware of that it's contributed to the development of a number of assessments, and they continue to emerge. So more assessments are available than are listed here. We're also engaged in work now to develop personalized systems of instruction which automate the delivery of intervention. As we're engaged with all this work, we are values-driven. Our values are described in each one of our manuals, so I'd encourage you to take a look at that. Very briefly, we are committed to tell the truth, so we try to be clear about the evidence and the support for various tools and what their limitations may be. We are committed to always respect the teacher. Our system, after all, is called a formative assessment system for teachers. And that is to emphasize that we are trying to create useful solutions that are highly acceptable for those classroom educators. And we're committed to developing high-value solutions. We define high value as being effective solutions to improve child outcomes, efficient solutions to save time and resources, especially teacher time, elegant solutions, meaning they're pleasing to use, and economical solutions, meaning that the cost to implement them in practice isn't so high that it's unsustainable, but at the same time, we continue to have sufficient resources here for ongoing implementation, scale up, and development. So we describe these tenets as being design and user focused. As a final note, I'd like to read just the last statement we have in our manuals in terms of our value statements. Education has the potential to be the great equalizer and reduce the gaps in opportunity and achievement. However, we will only realize that potential if education is of high and equitable quality. I hope we at FastBridge Learning help in the pursuit of that. Thank you for using our tools. I encourage you to watch the next video, which briefly describes why you might want to use FAST.